All right, we're back out at the schoolyard with the X-Terra Pro. I'm going to do another round of tests with this thing. I've got a few questions to answer, I guess. Some people have commented and made suggestions for things I should try, so I hope to do that in this video. So first thing I'm going to do is set this thing back to factory default, and then we'll find a nice clean spot here to dig a little test hole, maybe right about here. This looks pretty good. So what we're going to do, I dug a hole here and I'm going to run through all the different search modes on this thing, different frequencies, just to see what gives me the best, most reliable target ID first. We're going to go down like about 4 inches. I've got a silver quarter here, looks like a 44, one's a little beat up. Put it down nice and flat, like that. We'll read that thing at 4 inches and I guess try every mode, every frequency, and just leave all metal on and see what we get. All right, I'm gonna say that's about 4 inches. We're just in regular dirt and grass here. And so in Park 1, it defaults with all metal off. I've turned that on, and let's start at 5K. And we'll leave it at 20 on sensitivity, and we will just turn on, we'll noise cancel, or maybe, yeah, let's noise cancel. And we will turn the volume up so you can hear it. And we will just turn auto ground balance on, like that. Okay, 5K, all metal, 4-inch deep silver quarter, and sensitivity's at 20. So looks like we get everything from negative to 86 up to the 90s. Just depends on which way we swing, right? Let's try this direction. Kind of the same thing, right? Okay, let's try it at, this is at 10 kilohertz. All the same settings. That improved things quite a bit. We're 70s and 80s and 90s. 79, 88. All right. Same thing. Got rid of those little low tones there. And then we'll go to 15K. Same thing, 70s and 80s. Nice strong signal. 80s and 90s there. So that works pretty good, okay? Next, we'll go to Park 2, 5K. Okay, Park 2, 5K. Ground balance is back on tracking. We got noise cancel there. Okay, Park 2, 5K. Same thing, 20. See what that does. Kind of the same as Park 1. It's got that all tone instead of the 5 tone now. But look at that, it's holding in the 90s a little better. Definitely seems to like that silver target a little better. Okay, let's switch over to 10K. $80, $75, $80. 80s and 90s. That sounds pretty good. Let's go up to 15K now. Not bad. Solid high 80s. Mostly low 90s. All right. Next, we're going to try Field 1 at 5 kilohertz. I've already noise canceled. We're still at 20. Let's see how this does. We're getting like low tones there, huh? Still getting it. This is at 5K. Obviously 5K is not your choice for silver, right? Let's go up to 10K. Field 1, right? 60s, 80s. Same thing, 60s, 80s, 90s. And then we'll go up to 15K in field 1. Pretty solid. 80s, 90. 80s, 90. All right. All right, field 2, 5K. Ooh, we barely get anything there. Almost all low tone, low negative 14. Little bit of high tone sneaking in there. Yeah, not great. Let's go up to 10K now. 10K. There he goes, that's pretty good. Pretty solid. 91, 92. 91, 93, not bad. Next we go to 15K. This is field 2, 15K. Mostly low 90s. Straying just a little bit, but again, mostly low 90s. All right, that's pretty solid there. And just for curiosity, I know we're not at the beach. We'll put it in beach 1, 8 kilohertz. We're getting it fine, but we're bouncing a little. Not bad that direction. Actually a little better than I thought at 8K. Definitely better than 5K. And finally we'll do beach 2 at 8K. Not bad at all. Looks like low 90s. So I don't know what it is about beach mode, but seems to work pretty solid at 8K. Look at that. All right, of the 6 modes, I'm pretty sure the mode 2 on all 3 park, field, and beach seem to work a bit better. For now, I'll stick with park 2, 15 kilohertz. Where are we at? Right there. Pretty decent. 80s and low 90s. One of the suggestions I saw multiple times was drop the sensitivity down to improve target ID, and let's see what that does. I don't think I've hunted in anything less than about 18, so out of curiosity, we were at 20. Okay, so starting with the sensitivity all the way up at 25, I've noise canceled, and we're in field 2, 15 kilohertz. Not too bad. Pretty much solid 90s. Let's drop it down to, let's say, 15. See what that does. Still getting it, but you can hear it's just not hitting quite as hard. And I don't know if the ID is improving much. It seems to be about the same. I think we'll go up a little bit, like, let's go like to 17. Right there. That's not bad. And I think we're getting it about the same as we were at 25. So I think, you know, I'm going to go deeper here as we progressively go deeper. We'll see how it holds up at 17. So at 17, we're getting a decent target ID. And pretty repeatable, look at that. Okay, we'll dig it up and we'll go a little deeper. All right, we got it down in there, maybe closer to 8 inches now. Also laying it flat so we can get, you know, best possible results here, right? Our targets are always perfectly flat in the holes. Okay, let's go down to 8 inches and see what we get. Okay, this is about 8 inches on that silver quarter. We're in field 2 still, and we are at 17 on sensitivity. And we get, look at that, nothing. Nothing. I guess we should start at the top. All right, we'll crank it up to 25 now. We'll noise cancel. See how this does it. At about 8 inches. Struggling a bit, look at that. We're getting it, but not quite so clear. I'd still dig this one. But yeah, 8 inches seems to be a little bit of a challenge. We drop this guy down to like 20. And okay, we dropped this thing down to 20. We're struggling. We're barely getting anything. I'd probably just pass this one over without even knowing it was there. 5K, nothing. 10K. Just a little low tone there is all I'm getting. All right, so at 8 inches, let's try field 2. We'll crank up to 25. All right, this is field 2, 15K, full sensitivity. Just a blip. Just a bit of a blip there. So, not great. Not great at 8 inches. And finally, 8 inches deep, we'll go with Beach 2. We got a little noise here, but it's 8K. There we go, we're getting it now. Mostly low tone, but we're getting a little bit of high tone in there. Okay. Okay, let's stick with a similar size target, but different material. This one's just a clad quarter, like a 1990s. We'll go down to the same depth we were at. It was about, I'd say roughly 8 inches. Nice and flat down the bottom of the hole. Let's see what we get. Okay, 8-inch deep, clad quarter. Park 2, 15K. We'll go, let's start at 20. See what that does. Not much of anything. Let's up it to 25. All right. There we go. So, maybe 8 inches is beyond our reliable reach for target ID. I mean, we are getting it, but not terribly repeatable. And kind of a spread there between low and high tone, right? Still getting it, but not great. So I quickly ran through all the modes and all the frequencies. Clad quarter at 8 inch. Seemed like field 2 at full sensitivity here gave me the best, well, the most signal. I'm getting it, but you know, if I passed over this thing relatively quickly, I might not get it. I'd have to hear that little chirp and then come back and investigate. With all metal off, it's not much at all. There we go. There we go. I might get it. All right, let's try. All right, hopefully that helped you out a little bit. It looks like we were challenging the range of the X-Terra there by going down to 8 inches. I don't know if it'd be, you know, those tones were going to be noticeable enough to stop and then re-sweep over to, you know, investigate a tiny bit of a blip. I don't know if I'd catch them or not. So 8 inches, maybe a little bit much. So I got something else we'll try here. Let's try something different, maybe like 3 inches deep. We're gonna try, let's try the clad quarter and the rusty nail here. Like I said, about 3 inches deep. Let's see what kind of separation we get with these two targets at roughly 3 inches, rusty iron nail and a clad quarter. We've gone to Park 1. We are at 20 on sensitivity. And then what I've done is I've gone over here to recovery speed, and we've got 3 settings only on the X-Terra. You've got 1, 2, and 3. 3 should give you the most separation. 1 should probably give you the least separation, but the most depth. So at 1, 15K, you see a little bit of a deep hum and a, there's that quarter tone. Hear that? And then we'll go back over here and we'll crank it up to 3, which is our highest, and see what that does. There you go. 2 tones. So that's what your recovery speed does. Separates those a little for you. You may sacrifice some depth though. Okay, next thing we'll do, we'll put the clad quarter back down there and a bottle cap. Leave these both flat like that. Bottle cap and quarter, yeah, 3 to 4 inches or so. A little closer together than the quarter was with the nail previously. Let's see what that does. All right, we've got still in Park 1, 15K, 20 sensitivity. Recovery, we'll put it at 1. This was the bottle cap and the quarter an inch or 2 apart. Interesting. Almost reads like a penny now. We're not getting the 80, 90 of the quarter, and we're also not getting the low tone of the bottle cap. Let's turn all metal off. Same thing. I think it's confusing it a little. It's kind of splitting the difference and putting the target ID somewhere in the middle, you know, right in the 50s and 60s there. Let's try recovery back up to 3 again. There you go. Reading like a dime maybe, or a copper penny. 70. Almost hear a little separation there now. They are very close together, so a little higher when you go sideways. All right. See what that does? All right, and the last thing we'll try here, we'll try a clad. Let's try a clad quarter. Oh, how about a bottle cap in the middle and a pull tab off on the side there. 2-3 inches apart, 3-4 inches deep. Let's see what that does for us. Okay, 3 targets, all metal on, Park 1, 15K, 20 sensitivity, and recovery speed is on 1. Almost like a single tone going each way, like a mid and a low tone. A little bit of high tone in there. Let's go up to 3, like that. There we go. It's almost like we get 3 tones. A low, mid, and a high. Interesting. Okay, what did I learn with my little experiment here? Probably the first thing off the top of my head is, you know, 8 inches, a little much for the X-Terra Pro on the 2 quarter targets I was going after there. Tones were a little weak, not real repeatable, probably something I would have missed. Improving target ID with, you know, lowering sensitivity, I'll have to play with that more, maybe on the shallow, you know, common targets you run into every day that are right up near the surface. May or may not help. With the deeper stuff, I did see, you know, the tone, how solid the tone is, it suffered a bit. You definitely get a nice strong tone at 20 to 25. 15 to 20 it gets a little weak. Even 15 was really weak. 17 seemed to still pick up something. In the search modes, depth seemed to be best on the number 2 on all 3 of the modes. Field, park, and beach in 2 seem to give the best, most repeatable IDs. So I may customize. I like 5-tone, I think, most. So I may modify my programs to go 5-tone in the park 1 and field 1 modes for my you know, everyday searching. But again, I'll have to play around with that a little more to know whether that's something I'll stick with. And then lastly, with the recovery speed, yeah, you did see an improvement with going up to recovery 3, having only 3 notches, not a huge difference, but yeah, something there. I saw, you know, one single blob of a tone as opposed to a little separation there. And, you know, my targets were really close together, so I don't know how, you know, how scientific my test was, but I did see a difference. So that's also something to play with and see what I end up with, you know, sticking with in the future. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll do more of these little X-Terra tests in the future. If you have any ideas for me or things you'd like me to try out, go ahead and hit me back. Send me a comment or send me a message if you want. Either way, I will take your suggestions if you have them. All right, guys, thanks again. We will see you again in the next one.